Ozzie Jurek in the batter's box, ready to go here. So many things to talk about when it comes to the real estate market, but I'm going to start with this with Ozzie. The BC Real Estate Association had their own projections where they think mortgage rates are going in the next year. I think they're going to surprise you. Stay with us. Oh, let's start with a little Merry Christmas fun. Should have told you I got a free gift for you today, thanks to Ozzie. If we can let people know, his new book, of course, is called Real Estate Action 2. You can get it in the Kindle version. Now, this is all you have to do. You go to Amazon, and you go to Kindle. Type in Real Estate Action 2, and there you go. You'll be able to download the Kindle version for free. Now, look, let me ask you this. When you have a look at it, you're going to love it. So remember, it's great for Money Talks listeners if you can just write a quick review or give them at least a good rating on that one. But hey, that's a Christmas gift right there for you. It's the Kindle version you can download for free of Ozzie's Real Estate Action 2. So give it a try there, or give it a look. Ozzie joins me on the line right now in tears because he doesn't like the word free associated with anything he's written, but he doesn't have any way of doing any of that. I do. Okay, so Ozzie, I got a couple things. I want to start with the mortgage rate because we were talking earlier with Michael Levy about some of those changes. Now, the BC Real Estate Association has put out a forecast for 5-year mortgages coming in the next year. Can you just share what they are?
Yeah, essentially, of course, we have the qualifying rate, which is the new rules that have been put on the stress test, and they see that to rise to 4.84% by the fourth quarter. And the posted rate, the 5-year mortgage rate, from 3.6% to 3.95% in the second quarter. Now, that's close to 4%. Now, some of those rates, of course, can be negotiated down. But as we believe, and you and I talked about it, is that the banks haven't been given this great Christmas present by the new rules. They can raise the rates, which they've demonstrated within 2 weeks of them being empowered to do so. So after November 30th, the stress test applies, and all the new rules really are affecting the first-time buyer in a fairly negative way. Now, if we go to 4%, my goodness, that's a full 1.5% higher than they could have gotten at the very best 2.5% earlier this year.
Let me just keep going with mortgages here for a second. Everybody, I hope, is appreciative that there were new mortgage rules introduced that came into effect in mid-October. But part of the announcements were also new rules that were going to come into effect on November 30th, and that's about mortgage insurance. And, of course, we're past that date. So, Ozzie, can you just elaborate a little bit? Because I found a lot of people just not up to date on that side of the change.
Yeah, really, the rule really completely eliminated mortgage insurance for certain categories, which primarily are the first-time buyers. But what has happened, a major bank actually let go nearly all of their staff for their broker channel. Nearly every bank announced a cap of 5 properties that you can own as a maximum if you want to have financing. All banks now charge a premium for rental properties of 0.25%. Most charge a premium for amortization that exceed 25 years. And they won't do a loan over $1 million or give you a surcharge for that. That's just some of the changes that have been taken place in the last month.
Yeah, it's incredible. I mean, again, it's this huge, and it's all government, by the way. I mean, it's government coming at one direction, telling me they worry about affordability, and coming from the other direction, the feds at least are very worried about, they aren't worried about affordability. That's not their priority. They're back to how much is getting lent and the quality of the lending.
Exactly. Now, here on the one hand, they reduced interest rates to nothing, and in order to help Ontario exports, which, by the way, hasn't been working at all. And then on the other hand, they put in such absolutely stringent rules and blame us for being too indebted. You know, I mean, it's a crazy thing. The upshot is clear. It's going to be much harder to get financing. I mean, really go out, get a quality mortgage broker, and analyze your portfolio. Expect tighter regulations and policy, less exceptions from your bank, a huge amount of paperwork, and regardless of your credit history or the income or the fine relationship you have with your bank, it will be a lot more difficult to get financing.
And I'll tell you, it'd be a lot more difficult for growth in the Canadian economy, given how important real estate is in 7 out of the 10 provinces. And we're definitely seeing a slowdown now, across the board. Look at we report on them regularly. What happened? They were worried about the red hot Greater Vancouver market. Well, I hope they're not worried any longer. They should be worried about something else. Ozzie, I got let me go to the hot properties right now.
Yeah, we've got a great one, I think, today, where we have a 2-level townhouse in Cloverdale, 2 bedrooms and bathroom, new siding, new windows, new doors, new floors, new paint, extensive greenery. It almost feels like a house. And you can move in for Christmas if you have to, but it is no rentals. Last comparable sale was $336,000 in September this year. You can buy it for $299.
Yeah, it's fascinating, all of these things coming together, by the way. When you look at changes to the mortgage regulations are the big one, the insurance side of that thing, a big one. But you're already in a downtrend, as I think you so well chronicled for our listeners on Money Talks and your subscribers at Jurok.com. Just chronicled it very well, that the peak in that Vancouver market, which the feds are telling us they were looking at, Toronto and Vancouver, happened in April. It's been quite a slide so far.
No question about it. And the worrisome thing is, you look across the border, the U.S. has a clearly rising interest rate environment, and you have chronicled that, following the bond crash. But they have announced the three raises already, as Mike pointed out. The odds are higher interest rates. And Mike, we're in a generation that has never seen even normal rates, never mind higher rates. So it'll be, there is some worrying aspects to that.
Well, we'll be back to chronicle it in the new year. You get Christmas Eve off. You get New Year's Eve off, as we do on Money Talks. Thank goodness. Hallelujah. That's one reason. That's one Christmas wish that's come true for me. But Ozzie, in the meantime, don't scare too many people in Kimberley. Ozzie is the big guy with the lederhosen on, the short shorts, skiing down the mountain, and have a wonderful Christmas with you and Joe.
Thank you very much, and all to your listeners. And remember, Mike, skiing combines outdoor fun with knocking trees down with your face.
That's one way to do it. Ozzie Jurok at Jurok.com.